What up? What up? We back at it. We back in here. It's the Wrap Up Podcast. Episode 18.
Episode 18.
How you feeling, bruh?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Oh, I can't call it. Hanging in there, no complaints.
The only way to do it.
Yeah, man. So, we got a lot going on, and I guess we gonna get into, I guess you can say the ongoings of the weekend. But before we jump in, I want to get into some Grammy talk.
Okay.
Go over some of the awards and whatnot, but also before we get into that, is Valentine's Day week or weekend, however you want to call it, and you got something on your mind, bro?
It's just Thursday.
It's just Thursday. It's just one day. it's just one day for us. For some people, it's a lot bigger. And the reason I say that is because a couple episodes back we talked about cuffing season, right?
Yeah.
So this is the cuffing season championships.
Yep.
This is where the big evaluation comes in.
Absolutely.
So you've been putting in all of this hard work, for all of these winter months. You've been cooking and you've been cleaning, you've been swooning, you've been staying on the phone for 3 and 4 hours. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So now it's Valentine's Day.
You waiting for your teddy bear.
And yeah. So you waiting in the wings, waiting to see how your cuffing season has come into fruition. Mm-hmm. Question first.
Yes, sir.
As a guy, do you expect anything on Valentine's Day?
Younger me was like, nah, I don't care.
Nah. Okay.
But older me, yeah.
You expect something?
Yeah.
Okay.
But not even really a gift or anything, tangible. More of a card is straight for me.
Okay.
Dinner, maybe, possibly.
I dig it.
I don't need, cologne and the traveling kit and all that. The sales stuff, I don't need all that.
So you don't need anything tangible?
Yeah, nah, I don't need that.
Time is good.
Time is good.
I dig it. So, all right, my next question is, before I go into that question, now you said if she cooked, would you, you said dinner. Would you prefer her to cook or you prefer to go out?
Either or, whatever she feels is her best at that time, I'm cool with.
I dig
because
it.
Because if she's going to cook, let's say, because it does fall within a week, like a weekday, right?
Yeah.
I was right when I said Thursday, right?
Yeah.
All right, so
it's on my calendar.
So Thursday, when you're single, those days, they
just kind of run together.
Sweetest day, all that stuff. It's another day.
Yeah.
And when my rent due. That joint. So if it's through the week, and you guys plan on getting together during the week, she can cook, but for the weekend, I would, take her out for
trying
dinner.
to do something.
Yeah, I would be the reservation guy.
I dig it, the reservation guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it just ain't no the please be seated. You gotta have reservations.
Nah, man. Birthdays and Valentine's Day, them are the days that they go back to their girls and let them know the goings on.
This is true.
So you
gotta
give them a good report to go, give the other factions.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said they go back and tell their girls the goings on. So my go-to move is you got to send something to the job. Reason being is, first of all, if you send something to the job, they gonna like it regardless. But you ain't sending it to the job just because it's something that they like. You sending it to the job so it's on display.
Send it as a secret admirer and see if she bring it back home. If she don't bring your flowers back home as a secret admirer.
She on dirt. I might have to reprocess some of these orders.
Or if she don't say thank you when you get back to the crib, because she may just leave them at work.
True.
But if she don't say thank you or give you the text,
yeah. You know what? That might be yeah. You know what?
Stephanism, man.
Hey, man, yeah. That's this man he's full of wisdom. He's dropping jewels over here. But I'm like you. I'm in the fact that, you know what, I take that back. I really don't care whether I get something or not. If I do, it's cool. If I if I don't, it's not that big. Because one thing for sure, Valentine's Day, they always say, Valentine's Day is for the girl, Sweetest Day is for the guy. I really don't I don't expect nothing on either day.
Not at all.
It just ain't, I don't know, it just ain't my I just don't feel like it was built for me. Mm-hmm. And it it is what it is. But I'm the one that, I rather like, let's do something, let's plan something, or give her something, not necessarily looking for something in return.
It's for them, man, because, we kind of do stuff all year round, the type of guys that we are, the way we are built.
True.
We kind of do things and send flowers all year round,
Yeah.
An occasional card, thinking about you, all that stuff. So Valentine's Day, if you think about it, it's really for the cats that's been on dirt forever.
Yeah.
So now they trying to get back in good graces, or to make them feel better.
Or the cuff. For the cuffing season.
Or the cuff. You're absolutely correct.
So back to the cuffing season. So if you got one that you done cuffed, and now you in the evaluation process, is it levels to the present, or is either you getting one or you don't get one? Or is it levels to evaluate how well they did during cuffing season? Like, if she did really well, she might get flowers, candy, teddy bear, or something like that. Yeah. Or if she ain't do all that, then it's just like, shorty, you might get a card.
Well,
it
varies on your demographic. You know what I'm saying? Like, at our age joint, we can't be giving nobody no teddy bears, man. That don't fly.
Why not?
I'm not giving my woman no teddy bear, man.
Why?
Because we ain't 16 no more, man.
True.
So, in our age group, we straight up, it's flowers.
Sure.
You do the flower at the job just to let them know, the kid giving you flowers.
Right.
You have another set when she get to the crib for the home.
No doubt.
And then you can never go wrong with chocolate or some form of candy or dessert. It's normally what their favorite thing is.
Yeah.
So I don't believe you have to go all out during the cuff, but it depends on how long y'all been rocking. If you've been rocking for 6 months, you can't come through with the Walgreens heart with the price peeled off. You know what I'm saying?
The $10.99 special.
Yeah, you can't move that way.
I dig it.
You can't move that way. You gotta go. Do something where you got to put probably some tissue paper in the bag.
I ain't mad at that. I think more than anything, they're looking for some thought process behind it.
Absolutely. That's the biggest thing.
They're looking for some type of thought process behind it. Did you put forth some effort as opposed to just hurry up, like you said, run into Walgreens, run into CVS and be like, yo, let me hurry up and get this a little quick, $6.99. half dozen roses, and them joints gonna die in 48 hours. It's a half dozen. Yeah, you come home with a 6-piece. Like, babe, I bought you a 6-piece.
For real.
She'll probably rather have a 6-piece mild and lemon pepper than she would a 6-piece a 6-piece rose.
But that's dope. You said that. The older that I've gotten, I tend to do more things that's not even outside of the box. I like to, because I'm left-handed, so I say my left-hand creativity.
I dig it.
So like one year, I took all the poems that I wrote a chick, and I typed them up.
Okay.
Put them on scroll paper. Went to Joanne Fabrics, brought a whole bunch of ribbon, tied them up in each color of the font, and just went to a crib and just laid them out. Pop, 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 pop.
Word?
Yeah, just on something.
I dig it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then, got the huge joint. Wasn't roses. I just got her favorite flower. So it was coordinated with colors. So the flowers that I bought was all coordinated with the particular ribbons on
the scroll?
On the scrolls.
That's some G shit.
Then we went dined out.
I dig it. I dig it.
It was simple. The most that I spent was on the dinner.
Okay. Nice.
And it's a gift that she can keep. And then if water, she threw them away whenever it happened. That's a past love.
Okay.
So whatever she did with it.
You think she still got him? She got him in the attic or something?
No,
nah,
brother.
She ain't got him no more. It's through.
Them scrolls is burnt.
Yeah.
No. She didn't keep them.
Nah.
I guarantee you that.
Hey, I guess, them scrolls was not meant to last. But the again, the fact that you can, I like the fact that you did say out of the box, but if you put thought process behind anything, I don't think women our age, I'll say this, maybe younger chicks, they more wrapped up into how much you spent, so they could show it off. I think girls, or I shouldn't say girls, women nowadays feel like, yo, if you put forth some time, if you put forth some effort into trying to get something that she likes or something that interests her, something that piques her interest, something that you know that she's into, I think that really that goes a long way anyway.
And I try to not stick so much to having everything have a monetary value to it. Like, you know you're gonna go out and eat, so that's already chalked up. But I don't believe that everything has to be a Case Jeweler or a Zale. A Zale gift.
And it don't.
That's just the way I am, the way that I'm built. Like, we can go to we're in Chicago, so we can go to the Palmer House and have massages. Yes, you can get a massage any time of day. You can go get a massage on your own, but we're gonna do a certain level of pampering today.
I dig it.
We go to the theater often. But okay, we about to go see the Broadway joint today. We go to the Steppenwolf and go see what the Chicago Ensemble have. But let's go do some Broadway today. Even though we do that, but that's one of our pastimes.
I dig it.
So it's kind of hard for me. I can only speak for me, because when I'm in a relationship versus dating, those are two different things.
Very true.
So when I'm in a relationship, whenever we go out, when it's time for the holidays, it's not really a big difference, because this is just what we do. So it's not a huge change of pace. Absolutely. But, so we go where there's a candle on the table to go eat.
I dig it.
But when you're dating, those kind of interactions are, far and in between. So you may do it up a little bit more on Valentine's Day if you've been rolling with each other kind of, off a platonic level.
Okay.
So it's each.
I dig it. So I guess another question is, especially since you just brought up the point platonic, that was a nasty move. If you're not in a relationship at the moment, maybe you just you out here dolo. But you got a friend. What's the levels of kicking it on Valentine's Day with that platonic friend? Is there I shouldn't say a limit, but boundaries? Is there a boundary, or do you really just gauge the friendship to say what you can't do, what you can give, or what you're willing to give, so to speak?
So are we're phone buddies? We go to the movies every now and then. Have we had some level of intimacy?
Good question. So I wouldn't say just like you a phone buddy with her. Let's say it's y'all go out, I guess, okay, so you guys go out. There may be a level of intimacy, but y'all definitely, you go out as friends.
Can she wear white if we were to get married?
I don't know. That's I didn't dig too deep into it. I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
I'm gonna say no.
So meaning
she got it's a cream. It's an eggshell.
Okay.
She can wear eggshell.
So that means you all have done some things.
Yeah.
So you will probably handle her like the girl. She's your girl.
Okay.
She's your girl. Now, if y'all's just every now and then, it's a quote unquote something to do, then you just go to the movie.
Okay.
You know, that's your something to do. I'm not doing nothing. You're not doing anything. Let's go to the movies. You may come back to my crib. I may go to yours. And then whatever happened in that stay happens.
So she ain't getting no scrolls.
No, she's not getting any scrolls.
All right. So
she'll get. She may not get Walgreens. She'll get like a Fannie Mae.
So she's not gonna get the 6-piece from Walgreens.
Nah, go to Macy's. She can get some Frango.
They still got the Frango Miss.
Get the Frango joints,
She can get the Frango Miss.
Yeah.
Hey, Frango Miss is still a nice one, depending on the size of the box. You know?
Absolutely,
yeah, Frango
man.
Miss is still that's nice.
Yeah.
Yes, that's all. Hey, when you get them Frango Mints, ladies, just understand.
That's old school.
You know where you at with it. But yeah, man, I think ultimately I think it's really about gauging the relationship that you in, whether it's your girl or whether y'all friends or whatnot. But more than anything, I think what women are looking for is just to show some level of thought.
Yeah.
In whatever you do, whether it's y'all going to the movies, or you getting flowers, candy, card, or whatever. Just put your spin on it. Make sure you putting some thought process into whatever it is that she like, because you got to think of it like this, man. If she 25, 30, 35, 40 years old, you got to understand how long she been getting flowers.
Yeah.
How long she been getting cards and candy and all of that. So
her children are probably getting her those things.
Right, yeah. Exactly. So now you got to kind of be a little bit more creative and thinking outside of the box and making sure that whatever you going to do, you putting your own kind of spin on it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So, I guess that's enough for Valentine's Day. I really want to get into this music, man.
Hey.
So we
beautiful segue.
I know, right? This is like cut that off, jump into this. I want to jump into it, man. It's easy to say Cardi owned the night, right? When it comes to us, anyway.
Yeah.
And when it comes to us, our music, our demographic, Cardi B kind of owned the night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy for Cardi. I think the fact that first of all, I'm glad that she won. I thought her speech was extremely genuine.
That's one thing we said, that she would, whenever she wins something that's major, she's gonna be her.
Yeah, and that's the best part about it. I think that's why people like Cardi now anyway, is because it's just nothing seems like a facade. Nothing comes off as is forced or fake. So I think that's the best part about Cardi. Now I will say this: I don't think she should have won Best Rap Album.
Absolutely,
I'm not mad that she did, but I don't think that she was. Maybe the third best album. I don't know. Possibly. I think Nipsey should have won.
Nipsey should have won.
Then maybe Push after
and
that.
they was doing ties anyway. They could have gave it to both of them.
Yeah, I don't get that. Yeah, that's another thing. The tie? I thought that was wild.
I've never seen that before.
Never seen that. I thought that was crazy. But Cardi absolutely stole the night. I'm beyond happy for what she is bringing, her own level of authenticity into a very watered down genre and watered down world of music anyway. So I like the fact that she won. But beyond Cardi, is there any surprises that came from Grammy night?
Not really on our end, because we when we did our pre-Grammy show when the noms came out, we kind of pretty much called This Is America on a lot, or we wanted This Is America to win a lot. We said that Bradley and Gaga was gonna win a lot,
and they did.
We even said Musgrave because we didn't know who she was, but her name was
but her name kept jumping up.
I told you, I said, "Yo, she gonna win something major." She keep popping up in this joint.
She
you know what I'm saying?
Did.
So the Grammys. To be honest, I haven't really watched a Grammy all the way through since Outkast year, and that's a while back. And it's because the music that they choose for what we're interested in it's not. I don't believe that it's Grammy worthy. I don't believe that it's viable in terms of what the actual genre is supposed to or should or what we expect it to represent. Like last year, Rhapsody could have easily won
2 or 3 Grammys.
album of the year, and she, in my opinion, should have been the first woman to win rap album, because that album is way better than Cardi's. But it's a different year, so we can't put those together.
True.
So it's 2 different years, I won't do that. But it seems to me this year, just talking about the Grammys as a whole, they made it a point to be the counter award show to what the Oscars were in terms of the backlash they received. To me, this one was kind of women heavy, and it was black heavy.
It was. So I'll say this is I agree with you. Not
saying it's a bad thing out there, folks, but
yeah,
based upon what the show normally, shows us and represents, this one was kind of it was kind of different.
It felt like it was structured different.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree with that.
Absolutely,
I agree with that. Do you think it is? Do you think it was because of the Oscars, or do you think it was just the way that music was? I don't want to say digested different, because I don't think that's necessarily the case. Do you think it's that the Grammy structure ended up being different this year because of what the Oscars did, or do you think it is it something deeper? Is there some type of underlying message, or do you think it's kind of just like a facade? Because the Grammys are getting is less viewership, compared to years of the past. The Grammys are, I don't want to say boring, but do you think it's becoming less and less popular?
Yes and no. I believe what the Grammys did was our music, meaning black culture, hip hop culture, is the new norm now in music. Everything that we're doing is a shift from commercials to the way things are being sold. You can turn on the commercial right now. You can hear Cardi on a Sprite commercial, Cardi on a Pepsi commercial.
True.
So we're kind of the pulse of what's going on right now. But I think it was more to do with the climate of the past year, the Me Too movement.
Okay.
The whole Trump against the world or Trump against us thing. Because it in any other year, I don't believe dope song, great song. It should have won all the awards that it got, and even more. Should have been nominated for more. But This Is America is normally a song that doesn't receive accolades.
That's true.
In the past.
So you think maybe the political undertones that have been going on, and with the, I don't want to say racial divide, but the bit of racial tension.
Yeah.
You think that helped? You think that helped kind of push this or popularize that song? Because I agree with you. I don't think if This Is America came out 2-3 years ago, I don't think it's as big as it is today.
I agree.
I think the song is still very impactful. I think the message was dope. But do you think it caught fire because of what was going on at the time?
It caught fire because everybody loves Donald Glover. I don't know not one person that don't love Donald Glover. And and I hate to say this, but let's just call it, he's white friendly.
Okay.
He's white friendly. If you go back to Community and even his stand-ups, he's white friendly. He's the black guy that could chameleon within different ethnic groups.
Yeah.
So he's white friendly, and I think when he made that particular song, "This Is America," it caused white America to take attention
because they were already paying attention.
Yeah,
to him
because they were already yeah. And when they were like, "What is Donald Glover on?" Blah blah blah. And then the visuals were stunning. Sense. The visuals were dope.
It was.
So we're not saying that he shouldn't have won. Because everything, the song, the visuals, everything was it was a masterclass of what a record should be. From the production to how it was presented, and then the communication or the the fanfare that it received afterwards.
Yeah.
But if that was Chuck D, you know what I mean?
Much more threatening.
Much more.
And okay, so you saying that makes a lot more sense because, like you said, he's much more open. I guess it's also because of the character that he's been portrayed as. Mm-hmm. So he gets multiple sides of that coin.
Yeah.
So it's like I guess you can say the difference between Samuel L. Jackson and Will Smith.
Absolutely.
You know. So it is, you know, not saying that white people don't like Samuel L. Jackson, but Samuel L. Jackson is built for us.
Yeah, if you had, if they had to choose who they wanted to see
yeah,
on
they
their television, they want to see Will Smith.
Yeah, and it's not saying that both of them aren't phenomenal actors. Mm-hmm. Same thing with Donald Glover. It's not saying that he's not a great. I don't want to just classify him as an actor. I think he's a great
entertainer. Period.
Yeah, entertainer. He's a great creator. Mm-hmm. He's an all-around artist, whether it's music, whether it's film, whether he's producing, whether he's directing, you know, in front of the camera or behind it. I think he's just a phenomenal mind in the realm of art right now.
He's had a dope year too, man.
He's had a really good year.
Atlanta's won a lot of awards.
Yeah,
he's had a great year.
Atlanta was super dope. The album was dope. Mm-hmm. He did something else. What else did he do? He wasn't in a movie. It was another show though. Wasn't he in another show other than Atlanta, or did he direct something else?
Not to my knowledge.
It's something else. It's escaping me. But obviously the song was huge. Like you said, I think it could have won more awards, but the fact that it won anything speaks volume towards the fact that we can't keep sweeping this issue under the rug.
But let's put it in juxtaposition. Childish Gambino, Donald Glover, or Jordan Lucas. He was nominated for quite a bit too. Well, not that many, but it goes back to
he was nominated for best video.
Yeah,
rap video, or is it just video, or with the I'm Not a Racist?
Yeah. So out of those two, which one do they want to digest?
This Is America, for sure. They rather digest This Is America. One thing that was dope about the way Joyner Lucas flipped it was obviously he spoke to it from two different perspectives. Mm-hmm. But one thing's for sure is he said some things that made you really think on both sides of that coin. It
was aggressive, and Donald Glover was dancing.
That's true. Yeah,
he loves us to dance.
Yeah. Dance, black man.
For real, man, tan up in here.
Yeah.
Why you call him Daniel Glover? Who's Daniel Glover?
We'll edit it out.
Am I thinking Daniel Caesar? Who's Daniel Glover?
He won. I'm glad you brought up Daniel Caesar. He won in H.E.R. Mm-hmm. I'm super glad that she won.
We both said she was gonna have a big night.
Yeah, and she did. I'm glad she ended up taking home some hardware. But yes, that you make a very good point with Donald Glover. His message was dope, but the fact that he was nominated, and the reason he got so many accolades, it might be because he's a less threatening artist, as opposed to Joyner Lucas kind of delivered a similar message in a very raw and aggressive form.
Very raw.
But again, both videos was still super dope. Mm-hmm. I liked both of them. I wish both of them could have came away with something, but the fact that they were both on, such a grand platform, I can't get mad at that.
No, you can't.
Can't get mad at that at all. What do you think about Alicia Keys hosting?
I would have to defer to you because I didn't watch not one part of her hosting.
She's kind of dry.
She's always been that to me.
Yeah, and I guess that was my thing from the very beginning. I guess you can say I didn't get anything than what I expected, and I didn't expect. First of all, she didn't bomb, but
No.
Alicia Keys being who she is, I didn't expect, like these grand theatrics or being able to put on a show or being just a phenomenal presenter. She's not a master of ceremonies type person.
When I heard Alicia Keys was doing the Grammys, and the reason I already knew I wasn't going to watch it is because the categories that I want to see is not shown, or I have to wait to the end of the night to watch. I'm not about to do all of that when there's other things on, especially a new football league.
I got you.
So
which did pretty good, by the way.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
when I heard Alicia Keys was the host, love Alicia Keys, musically, what she does outside of this different. So I didn't want to see her, doing the. This is the 61st Grammys, and you know how she be on her B-boy, but she where we do it all, New York. And where when women get together and we do things and have I didn't want, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I when I saw she was going to be the host, I already knew what the night was going to entail.
Yeah, and you kind of got that. Again, it wasn't bad, but it was just like, okay, this is just kind of Alicia Keys.
Yeah.
As opposed to, it's just some people who, if they're going to be a host or if they're going to be the MC of the night, they can kind of grab you, keep your attention, and they can kind of captivate you in different ways.
To me, all hosts should be comedians or someone with a wit and a timing. Like Drake is a dope host to me when he does the ESPYs.
Yeah.
Because of his timing. Peyton Manning when he does the ESPYs because of his timing.
Yeah.
But like when Chris Rock and Billy Crystal and when they do the major awards, even though they're comedians, they're also actors.
Yeah.
So they know how.
Queen Latifah did a good job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Queen Latifah did a good
So
job.
they know how to have that comedic timing, and when we need you to give us some filler or some fluff, they can keep it going and reel it back in. I don't know if she was able to do this. I can't give her a critique really, but in my view, I don't see her as someone that's able to maneuver around in that frame.
It wasn't bad. Again, I can't stress how much enough it is that she didn't bomb, but she definitely didn't knock it out the park. It just kind of, like existed. You know who's a great MC to me, a great host, but they're not a great comedian? Steve Harvey.
Oh yeah, because he has that same wit where I call it that third eye. That most people that are funny and have a quick wit, they have an eye that only sees things that other people can't see.
He can line it up perfect.
Yeah, so like when you and I are talking and I say something, and you go, "Oh man, I ain't even." That's that. Not saying I'm Steve Harvey, but I view things differently.
I dig it.
So when you're able to view things differently, you're able to capitalize on it quickly and still be able to maneuver and shift like chameleon.
Yeah,
she doesn't do that. She's teleprompter to me.
That's a perfect analogy. That's a perfect analogy for it. Is that she not saying that you can like literally see that she was reading the whole time. It wasn't like that, but it was just like, you ain't really built for this. You're not doing a bad job. But
when Omarion danced and when Chris Brown danced. When Omarion, you can see the 1-2, but with Chris,
it's just fluid. Yeah, it's like that boy bad. He nice with it. That boy's good.
Absolutely.
Good and terrible. Yeah, man. So Alicia Keys, again, it wasn't a bad job, but then it was just kind of like, okay, it existed.
Yeah.
But speaking of bad, did you see the J-Lo Motown?
I saw her standing up there, but once again, I didn't watch it. And when I was driving in to work, Ricky Smiley, WGCI, they talked about it for a little bit, saying that She took the moment of Motown and made it about her. I don't know how, because once again, I didn't see it. But if she was up there to perform, she was. Did she sing?
Sort of. I mean, yes, she sung. It just wasn't.
And she's ethnic enough.
I don't even think that's the issue. I don't think it had anything to do with her necessarily being ethnic. But when you think of Motown, she doesn't captivate the sound of what Motown is.
Oh no, not at all.
I think, and maybe this is kind of a slap in the face, but when you talk about the way that it sounds, the sound of Motown, I think you could have got a better sound of Motown out of Adele than you could have got out of J-Lo.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Adele is my number one choice for the sound of Motown, but I'm just saying, like, you can take the ethnicity and throw it out of the window. I was looking more of you capturing the sound.
Did J-Lo try to imitate Motown instead of doing her thing? No. Because I did see Chloe and Haley, and they took a Motown joint and made it their own.
And that's fine. Because to me, they weren't bad. It was okay.
They should have won New Artist.
I would have gave it to her, but that me. I would probably say that's a little biased. Yeah. I would have gave it to her. But who won it? The
Dua something.
Dua Lupita Dua Peter. I don't know.
Yeah, about
her. Right. That chick. But I she didn't captivate the sound. She didn't. It didn't grasp me, and it lost me fairly quickly.
I can see how that can happen, because she's not a great singer at large anyway.
Very true. First of all, she can't sing very well. She can entertain. So the dancing was fine.
I'm pretty sure that was stellar.
Yeah. The dancing was nice, and she always looked good.
Yeah,
that's one thing. You got that for sure. That's in the bag. But when it comes to Motown, when it comes to that Motown sound, totally missed the boat for me. It missed the boat. And I just felt like you had other options and other artists who you could have selected, or maybe even collaborated with her to make it, give more of that Motown vibe.
And I don't even understand why you would even choose J-Lo to do anything. Normally those spots are reserved for a vet, somebody that's been in the game and that's hot right now, and a budding star. Normally those legacy type segments go to those three type of individuals. In the house where there's singers that can actually sing and hold rhythm, J-Lo is the last person.
So if that's the case, you should have had LMA up there.
LMA could have did something.
You could have had LMA and her, and then coupled them with somebody like coupled them with somebody like Fantasia or Jennifer Hudson, and that could have been your Motown sound. They could. Those 3 or 4 women could have been your Motown tribute.
Yep, Mary J. Somebody.
Definitely Mary J. Somebody who, when I think of Motown, dog, I think of soul, straight up rhythm and blues. And you about to make me feel the music.
Absolutely.
When I think of J-Lo, I think of pop, hip.
Don't get confused by the rocks that I got.
Jenny from the block.
Jenny from the block.
I just, it's the furthest thing from Motown. Like I said, you could have got a better Motown tribute out of Adele. Just because, even though she ain't Motown either. But she got soul.
They could have got Christina Aguilera.
Because they got soul.
Yeah.
It's like there is no... It's nothing soulful about Jennifer Lopez. It's just not. And she's not trying to be. So, I mean, and that's cool. I'm not knocking her music and her... She had a niche.
And we never know. Somebody probably pulled out last week, and, who can we get to do it? She may have something. She do have a movie. She does have a movie coming out. Yeah.
I ain't even know.
Coming out. So, it's all, good publicity, bad publicity. It's all publicity. We talking about
turned into a bad performance.
Yeah.
But you're right. It's publicity. It is what it is. But
for one, the show is too long.
It is long as hell.
The Grammys is too long.
It was super long, and yeah, it was out. Some of the things though, it just make you scratch your head through the Grammys. It's like best reggae album. You know who won best reggae album?
Who?
Sting.
He his patois is on point though, man. I ain't mad at that.
Bruh, Sting?
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Come on, dog.
Roxanne.
Nelly should have won best country album when he put out that BS. Then, if that's the case, you remember when Nelly?
But it was
did
all
that
in his
country
head
song?
though. You thought I wasn't gonna go there? You know,
I didn't think you was gonna go
that's
there.
That third
Yeah,
man.
but you're right.
That's
Hey,
that third man.
can't put one past you, player.
Man, that's that third eye.
But yeah, it was bad.
I get what you're saying.
Come on, man.
But this Shaggy won something though, didn't he? Shaggy won.
I think he did something with Shaggy, and that's how they. Maybe that's
probably
the reason
what I saw. Sting and Shaggy together.
Maybe that's it.
That's probably what I saw.
But it's man. How that happened, I don't know.
Same reason Jay-Z and Beyonce won. That album shouldn't have been nominated for anything.
They won something?
Yeah, they won Best Urban Contemporary.
Yeah, that album was trash.
Yeah.
The was it Mr. and Mrs. Carter or something about the Carters?
But when we did our Grammy joints, I told you, whatever, they gonna make sure that they walk out with at least one.
I guess. I digress. It was a bad album. It was a bad album. I'm a huge Jay-Z fan. I think Beyonce is phenomenal. They shouldn't have won nothing for that album. It wasn't even a good body of work. They maybe had like 2 solid tracks on that joint. Other than that, it was whack. But all in all, the Grammys was okay. None of the performances really grabbed me much. Travis Scott was decent. Dolly Parton and Miley Cyrus was absolutely terrible. I mean, at one point it really sounded like they was just straight yodeling. I was like,
what was they doing, country?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was like, yo, Pop, fast forward through this. I was watching it with my mother and my father, and I was like, this is terrible. Those are the main things that I definitely. That's how you know it was bad, when there was a performance that you remember, but you remember because it was whack.
Yeah.
Them and J-Lo, I remember because they was that bad. But yeah, the Grammys, it was what it was. Like you said, it's way too long. I don't think it need to be that long. But I am glad that Cardi came away with some hardware. Drake's speech. I thought Drake's acceptance speech was pretty dope.
Yeah, so I did see that.
Yeah, talking about how it's in an opinion based sport that they're in, and how you still gotta love and respect each other with everything that they doing, whether you win or whether you don't. Is totally up to other people. But I thought his acceptance speech was pretty dope.
Yeah, when he said that, it was cool, but then I thought about why you didn't respond to Pusha. You talking all this? It's a sport.
Drake.
Yeah.
Drake.
Why didn't you respond to Pusha?
Hey,
if this is a sport and it's about the competition and it's about
because he was burned up, man. That's why he didn't respond. It wasn't no coming back from that. Had in the world from your kid and your kid from the world. Drake. Oh, shout out to Big Soulja.
Man.
I wish he was at the Grammys. That dude is a fool.
They ain't let him in no Grammys.
Oh yeah, probably not.
No.
So man, one other thing that I wanted to touch on. I know my last segue was bad. Speaking of Soulja Boy with the Gucci headband.
Yeah.
Gucci. The Gucci with the blackface baklava recall or whatnot. I'm not gonna say how do you feel about it. I already know how you feel. I mean, it's just another it's just another way that they continue to put us down and try to keep their foot on our neck, even though we continuously pour money back into them.
And you know what? Not to cut you off, man.
No, go for it.
But I've been talking to people this whole feel like this entire week about the culture being appropriated and just things in general, the Liam Neeson joint, all that stuff.
That was wild.
And you know me, I think outside the box, and a lot of stuff don't really bother me. But my thing is, okay, this month we're telling people not to buy Gucci. That's not gonna last long.
Not at all.
So what's the point in spewing all this stuff in social media for awareness if the same person that's saying they're not gonna buy it is still gonna buy it? You know what I mean? So I don't know if T.I. is gonna continue to support Gucci. He said he wasn't, but we don't know what's coming out hot next year that you gotta have.
True.
Temper's cool. Things change.
True.
So getting on board with telling everybody not to do this, not to do that, all this stuff is going to continue to happen until we decide to take a stand and not fall for the okie doke. Well, let's come out with these hot runners. You know they gonna buy them.
Yeah.
And then we go buy the hottest runners that's out from Gucci, Prada, whomever.
Yeah, and then we right back in the cycle.
Absolutely, and we so quick to kill somebody without listening to the full narratives of what is going on. So I talked to a lot of people. So I know we went to Gucci to talk about Liam Neeson. That's not even, but it just came up. So I had a huge debate about Liam Neeson, about they're not going to see his movies anymore. He's shut off from the black community. I'm not doing all of this. So I asked the individual, what did you gather from the interview? First off, I know they lied when they said they listened to the whole interview because everything you kept spewing was just that 15-second blurb.
Okay.
You didn't go back and listen to the interview to see. I was able to understand what he was talking about. Some people called me crazy. Stefan, I can't believe you can accept that. But he's telling his story of something he didn't know was in him.
Yeah.
When I saw Higher Learning for the first time, I was scared to death of skinheads. I kid you not. I was a shorty. And when I got older, now when I watch it, when I see Higher Learning, I wish one of them look at me crazy. That's the same thing.
It changed your perspective.
That's the same thing that he went through.
Yeah.
Even though it's on a grander scale, I'm talking about a movie, he's talking about real life, but that thought is still there.
Yeah.
So the blessing in this entire thing, if you want to look for the silver lining, or if you will, he was able to self-reflect. He said after a week, I can only go by off his words.
Right.
And he was like, yo, that's not me, and I didn't know that was in me.
Yeah.
So what I liked about the interview and what I gathered from the interviewer didn't ask him this. He delivered that on his own.
And that's how you know it was genuine.
Yeah.
I don't think he was racist. I think he showed that a traumatic experience gave him a moment of vulnerability.
Yep.
Now, I'm not relieving him of what he said or the way that he felt in that moment. But we've all been guilty of feeling or doing or saying things that's incorrect that can be perceived as bigotry or prejudice in the moment. I know I am. I definitely know I have.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to all of a sudden just boycott Liam Neeson because of the way that he felt. It happened to somebody he loved, and it was a very traumatic experience for that person. That trauma was projected on him. He didn't have any way of being able to help or fight back at that time. So it messed with his mental. Again, I'm not giving this man excuses for the things that he said. What he said was wrong, but I understood the frame of mind that he was in and the reason why he felt the way that he felt in that time.
And that's
in
the thing.
That moment.
We're not empathizing, if you will, with the situation because we're just seeing the full on, black and white. We're not, it's a small piece of gray there.
Yeah.
And that gray is where the nook of everything is. That's the part that he was trying to, explain or expound upon. But, it didn't work in his favor. I don't believe people are going to stop seeing Liam Neeson movies because let Taken 4 come out in a year or so. If it does, we're going to forget all about this.
Yeah.
That's what we as a people need to stop.
It's going to be right back in the moment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you say you off of it, be
all the way off. Yeah.
Be off of it. Don't be off because it's the trend and you woke. Woke is over with. Yeah. What you going to do?
I agree.
You being aware is good. That's fine. But stand on something.
Where your action at?
Yeah, stand on something.
Where's your action behind it?
Stand on something. Don't follow the trend when you know that's not really you. That's one thing about us that I believe that you and I get along so well. Mm-hmm. We're not trend poppers. You know, right. We don't follow. We're quick to say on social media, you wrong, that's whack.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, because one thing's for sure is after a while, I ain't even gonna say after a while. You really have to have your own mind nowadays.
Absolutely.
And if you just constantly following and just maneuvering with the crowd, then where is your own sense of path? Where's your own ability to blaze your own trail?
Especially in this climate.
Yeah, man. I mean, you can be quick to just be led right off the edge of the cliff, following somebody else.
Like everybody jumping on the Kamala Harris train. You may want to go and read some of her background and see if you really want to hop on this for president train.
Yeah. I mean, because then you got to know who you're voting for in 2020.
Absolutely.
Or you might end up with another bad 4 years. I mean, and here's the thing. A lot of people, we have the tendency to run with the very first thing, mm-hmm. and think that whether that first thing is, if it's something that we like or if it's something that we think will interest us or benefit us, we run with that one particular thing. And that's the reason why Donald Trump is president right now.
Absolutely.
People picked up on the first thing that he said. They was like, okay, maybe this might work, and they ran with it, knowing that this man had absolutely zero political prowess. He had no political wherewithal, mm-hmm. and you let him become the president.
Now you're stuck,
and now you like, oh man, how did we let this happen? I can't believe I voted for him. Well, how would you? It's like if you're going for a job interview, and you're the interviewer, and this person has an absolute terrible resume, you're not going to hire them. But that's exactly what we did mm-hmm. with the presidency. It's like this man has he not saying that he wasn't a great businessman or that he hadn't accomplished wonderful things in the world of business or finance. But when you talk about the characteristics that you're looking to have in your president, where was he winning? Where were we? Or at one point, at what time did we say like, oh yeah, I could definitely see, this being a presidential characteristic when I look at Donald Trump? We didn't see that. So I think what we really have to do is, again, it goes back to the action that we have. You can do a lot of watching, but then don't just follow once you do the watching. To
Absolutely.
me, you have to do some research, do some investigation before you just up and start taking action or just walking behind somebody else.
And that's what we do. We take someone else's word or the consensus word instead of you have to delve in these things yourself. Mm-hmm. You can't just go off of what a shared post say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't maneuver, especially in this climate.
Yeah.
You can't. You have to be informed on everything from, like we mentioned before, from A to Z, the front to the back, from start to end.
Yeah.
You have to be able to. It's people.
Because
microwave.
That's the perfect thing to say. It's a microwave world, and if you don't look at it from front to back, then you end up missing a whole lot of these underlying pieces.
Absolutely, and that's your story.
Yeah, and that's my thing, man. No matter whatever it is that we doing. So when it comes to the whole thing with with Gucci, if you're gonna put it down for the right reason. Or if you're not gonna put it down, but you don't agree with what they said, then find another way of being able to voice your opinion and then put some action behind it.
And I saw a picture of Beyonce, and this wasn't Photoshop, because I remember the picture when she was at the Nets game. Had an olive jacket on, like a cargo jacket.
Yeah,
and
with
the
black
same
face.
picture on the front. We ain't shutting her down. And I was talking to somebody, and they said it's different. How so?
Different how? It's nothing different about it. You know, it's just it's how the message is wrapped.
Yep.
Because when this blackface was wrapped around a white supermodel, it was offensive.
Yep.
But when Beyonce had it on, it's just Beyonce.
I need to watch that episode of Different World when Whitley was trying to tell Kim about about the blackface joint.
Yeah. Whitley was she was so aloof.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, but it's A Different World. That was a dope show. But I think more than anything, before we open our mouth, we need to open our mind, open a book. Let's research some things.
Yeah.
And then make an educated, informed decision, and then inform other people. I think that's how we empower ourselves and take the power back and be able to make sure that we can't keep getting taken advantage of, keep getting oppressed.
Yeah.
I am waiting to hear what Dapper Dan has to say.
Now that's going to be interesting.
That's going to be big. Supposedly, the Gucci executives are supposed to be coming from Italy to meet with him in Harlem. I want to see what comes of that. I think that's going to be something that's going to definitely pique my interest. I want to see what that meeting's about.
Now, was he going to resign?
I wouldn't. Here's the reason I wouldn't. I can be more influential with the turnaround if I'm still in the office.
But let's keep it a buck. What is Dapper Dan doing? What is his role in Gucci other than he used to make the knockoff joints back, using the real material,
right?
But the knockoff joints back in the late 70s, early 80s. What is he just a brand ambassador? Can they be like, okay, well, we don't need you anymore, Dan, skedaddle? So what is his affiliation with Gucci? Is he a creative director? Is he a creative director of the hood?
Let's be completely honest.
Yeah.
Dapper Dan, if Dapper Dan never did anything else for Gucci, Gucci is going to survive. They're going to thrive.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he is an avenue or a stream right back to the hood. T.I. said this, and the numbers back it up. So I didn't just let T.I. say it and then me not go look.
Yeah.
But 1.2 is like 1.23 trillion of revenue comes from the black community.
I agree.
So if he's a part of that, let him continue to be a part of that, because first of all, it's a major accomplishment. But utilize your position of power and your voice to instill change in Gucci. If they don't change, if they're not willing to change, then you leave. Then you say, okay, I'm not feeling this. I'm not riding with this. You're not doing anything for my people. Then I bounce. Because Dapper Dan he's fly enough, he's smart enough, he's intuitive enough, he is the ultimate hustler to a point where whether he got Gucci's back or not, his name's still gonna ring. Yeah. So it is what it is. If I'm him, I stick around to see what this meeting does. What can we do to instill change in Gucci and within the community, and see where it comes from there. I agree. If you can't move any knobs, if you can't move the needle on that, then you bounce. I agree. But for now, I stick around. Stick around. So that's a wrap, man. I think we got a lot to see what's gonna go on with this Gucci thing. I don't think it's over yet. So y'all let us know what y'all think about the whole Gucci thing. Let us know what y'all think about the Grammys, the winners, the losers. What was the highs and lows of the show? And what you getting your boo, your babe, your girl, your man for Valentine's Day? Put it in the comments. Let us know how your weekend go or your day go. And And keep rocking with us, man. We gonna keep putting it out. I apologize for the delay. This one was on me, but we back in it, and we'll see y'all back again for episode 19. All right, peace.
I will be playing Maxwell tonight, B.
Oh man, don't do it.